Do you ever feel like you spend more time on watering your moss poles than enjoying your plants? You're not alone. There are plants out there that don't need moss poles at all. Join me as we look at my top 10 plants that don't need moss poles and can make your plant care way easier. Today, we're all about plants that say no thanks to moss poles and yes to easy living. Have you ever seen a bird of paradise? Not the bird, but the plant. It's like bringing a slice of the tropics right into your home. With its big bold leaves that fan out, it kind of looks like it could start dancing at any moment. It's a real statement piece that doesn't just blend into the background. Known for its large glossy leaves, it's a plant that truly transforms any room into a tropical paradise. Taking care of a bird of paradise is pretty simple, which is surprising given how exotic it looks. It loves light, and I mean really loves it. The more sunlight you can give it, the happier it'll be. Just picture it sunbathing by a window, soaking up those rays. The key to a happy bird of paradise is mimicking its natural environment, so a spacious spot with lots of light will do just the trick. One of the coolest things about the bird of paradise is when it flowers. If you're lucky and your plant feels super happy, it might just surprise you with flowers that look like tropical birds in flight. It's not a common sight indoors, but when it happens, it's like winning the plant lottery. My friend Lee of Kill This Plant had his bird of paradise flower, brought out the green-eyed monster in me, I tell you, and he lives in Canada. I'm still not sure exactly how we got it to flower.
This is a highlight plant and the bird of paradise needs a lot of it. For at least 12 to 16 hours a day, your plant should be getting between 400 and 4,000 foot candles of light.
That's my goal for my plant. I would love a bird of paradise flower. Meet the ZZ plant, short for Zammiculus zammifolia. But let's stick with ZZ because it's way easier to say. This plant is like the superhero of the indoor plant world. Why? Because it's pretty much indestructible. It's the plant you want on your team if you're not the best at remembering to water your green buddies, or if your place doesn't get a lot of light. ZZ plants have these thick waxy leaves that shoot up like little green swords, making it look both sleek and lush at the same time. They're not just about looks though. These leaves are super efficient at storing water, which means the ZZ plant can go a long time without a drink. It's perfect for those of us who might forget to water it now and then. When it comes to light, the ZZ plant is not so picky. Sure, it does like a bit of sunlight, but it's totally cool with low light spots too. It's like that easygoing friend who's up for anything. This makes it perfect for rooms that don't get a lot of natural light, like bathrooms or offices, although I am one not to deny a plant light, so if you can give it light, give it to it. Watering is where the ZZ plant really shines in the low maintenance department. It's a case of less is more. Let the soil dry out completely before giving it a drink. It prefers to stay on the dry side, which is great news for anyone who's a bit forgetful with the watering can. You can grow your ZZ plant in Leca clay bowls like I do to simplify your plant care even more. No more guesswork about when you need to water your plant, as it always has access to water and nutrient from the nutrient solution in the reservoir. One more thing. The ZZ plant is slow growing, which means you don't have to worry about it taking over your space or needing constant repotting. It's happy to just chill and do its thing, making it the perfect low maintenance companion. So if you're looking for a plant that's tough, good looking, and doesn't need a lot of your time or attention, the ZZ plant could be your perfect match. It's practically a set it and forget it kind of plant, ideal for busy folks or anyone who wants to add a bit of green to their space without the hassle. Let's talk about a standout star among indoor plants, the Philodendron Birkin. This plant is not just a looker with its eye-catching foliage, it's also incredibly easy to care for, making it a perfect pick for both new and experienced plant enthusiasts. The Philodendron Birkin boasts stunning dark green leaves, each uniquely striped, with white or light green, adding a sophisticated flair to any room. But here's what really sets it apart. This plant grows happily without the need for moss poles or other complicated support systems. It's all about straightforward care, thriving in medium to bright indirect light and forgiving those occasional lapses in watering. What's more, the Philodendron Birkin adapts well to the typical indoor environment. It doesn't demand much, just some light, a bit of water, fertilizer, and your company. This resilience and ease of care mean you can enjoy the lush decorative appeal of this plant without the hassle that comes from more demanding varieties and moss poles. It's an ideal choice for anyone looking to keep their indoor gardening simple yet visually stunning. The adaptable spider plant is next, a true classic in the world of indoor gardening, known for its lush arching leaves and charming baby plantlets. It's a plant that brings life and movement to any space. When it comes to watering, the spider plant is equally undemanding. Keeping the soil lightly moist is the goal, but it won't hold a grudge if you forget to water it now and then. You do need to be watering it consistently if you're looking to keep away those dreaded brown tips. One of the best features of the spider plant is how easily it propagates. Those baby plantlets can be easily turned into new plants, giving you an ever-replenishing supply. It's like having a plant factory right in your living room, making it not just a decorative piece, but also a fun project. The spider plant doesn't need any complicated setups to thrive. No stakes, no moss poles, just a simple pot and some love. It's an ideal choice for anyone who loves greenery but doesn't want to deal with the fuss of more high-maintenance plants. Bringing a spider plant into your home means adding a touch of playful charm without the workload. It's perfect for busy individuals or those new to the plant parenting world, offering beauty and simplicity rolled into one. Its cascading leaves make it an excellent choice for hanging baskets. Moving on to a true icon of the indoor plant world, the Fiddle Leaf Fig. Famous for its large glossy leaves that resemble a violin or a fiddle shape. This plant has become a staple in modern interior design. But it's not just its looks that have captured the hearts of plant enthusiasts. It's the Fiddle Leaf Fig's distinctive presence that can transform any room into a vibrant living space. While the Fiddle Leaf Fig does require a bit more attention than some of the other plants we've discussed, its demands are straightforward and manageable. It thrives in bright, indirect sunlight, making it perfect for a spot near a window where it can soak up the rays without getting scorched by direct sunlight. Consistent watering is key, allowing its soil to dry out slightly between waterings, but it's important not to overdo it. I grow my Fiddle Leaf Figs in Leca clay balls, and since I switched them over from soil to Leca, they have been so much easier to care for. Fiddle Leaf Figs love consistent watering, and using Leca clay balls is the only way I'm able to provide consistent water for my fiddles, and they have rewarded me with consistent growth and easy care. See how I care for my Fiddle Leaf Figs in the video linked above and in the description below. One of the most appealing aspects of the Fiddle Leaf Fig is its growth potential. With the right care, this plant can grow tall and become a stunning living sculpture in your home. Incorporating a Fiddle Leaf Fig into your home is about making a statement. It's for those who are ready to take their indoor gardening up a notch and create a focal point that exudes elegance and vitality. With a little love and the right care, the Fiddle Leaf Fig can be a source of joy and pride in your plant collection. Let's turn our attention to a truly captivating specimen, the Oxalis triangularis, also known as the purple shamrock. This plant is a marvel, not just for its vibrant purple leaves and delicate pink flowers, but also for its unique leaf movement, often referred to as sleeping when the leaves fold up at night. This feature adds an element of surprise and delight to owning an Oxalis triangularis, making it a conversation starter and a fascinating display of nature's beauty. The sleeping pattern of the leaves of the Oxalis triangularis involves the folding of its leaves in the evening or in response to darkness, and then reopening them again with the morning light or when exposed to light. This fascinating movement is thought to be a protective measure, conserving energy and possibly protecting the plant against potential predators during the night. This movement is not just a whimsical trait, but a part of the plant's daily rhythm and adaptation to its environment. The purple shamrock thrives in bright indirect light and prefers its soil to be moist but well drained. It's a relatively easy plant to care for, asking for watering only when the top layer of soil feels dry to the touch. Despite its delicate appearance, it's quite resilient and can bounce back from common mistakes made by beginner plant caretakers. This is another plant that grows beautifully in a semi-hydroponic setup. Mine is growing in a mixture of pon and perlite in a wick setup and thriving. One of the most enjoyable aspects of the purple shamrock is its growth habit. It grows from bulbs, which can easily be divided and shared, making it a plant that keeps on giving. Whether you're spreading the love with friends or expanding your own collection, the Oxalis Triangularis is generous in its offerings. It's worth noting that the purple shamrock goes dormant periodically, usually in late autumn or winter. This rest period is completely normal. It's just taking a break before coming back even stronger. So if you see it start to die back, don't worry. Just reduce watering and wait for its return. Adding an Oxalis Triangularis to your indoor garden brings a touch of whimsy and wonder with its rich purple hues and a lively leaf movement. It's a plant that's easy to love and care for, making it an excellent choice for both novice and experienced plant enthusiasts alike. There's a Hoya for everyone. Among the many gems in the indoor plant kingdom, Hoyas, also known as wax plants because of the waxy appearance of their leaves, hold a special place for their stunning foliage and spectacular flowers. Hoyas come in a wide variety of species, each with its unique leaf shapes, textures, and colors, ranging from deep greens to variegated patterns of white, yellow, and even pink. One of the most fascinating aspects of Hoyas is their epiphytic nature, meaning in their natural habitat they grow on other plants rather than in the soil, drawing moisture and nutrients from the air and rain. This trait makes them exceptionally adaptable as indoor plants, thriving in well-draining potting mix and requiring relatively little water thanks to their succulent-like leaves that store moisture. Hoyas are found in many regions of the world, and therefore the care conditions is not the same for all Hoyas. Generally, lighting for Hoyas should be bright but indirect. Too much direct sunlight can scorch their leaves, while too little can inhibit flowering. Finding that perfect spot in your home where they can bask in filtered light can encourage them to flourish and possibly reward you with their stunning blooms. Watering should be moderate, allowing the soil to almost dry out between waterings. Overwatering is a common pitfall with Hoyas as their root systems are prone to rot if kept too moist. Growing Hoyas in Leca is a great way of navigating this common overwatering or indeed underwatering hazard. One of the most endearing qualities of Hoyas is their longevity and ease of propagation. Cuttings can easily be rooted in water, soil, leca, or moss, making it simple to expand your collection or share with friends. Hoyas are a diverse and rewarding group of plants for any indoor gardener. Their care is straightforward, focusing on mimicking their natural tropical habitat. Whether you're drawn to their lush foliage, enchanting blooms, or simply the joy of nurturing a living thing, Hoyas offer a delightful experience in plant care and cultivation with no moth pole in sight. Ever heard of the rabbit's foot fern? The rabbit's foot fern, known for its furry rhizomes that sprawl out of a pot, brings an unusual texture to your plant collection. Now this is a fun plant. It's known for its distinctive rhizomes, which are a feature that gives this plant its common name. These rhizomes are thick, fuzzy, and creep over the edge of the pot, resembling the feet of a rabbit, hence the name. Rhizomes serve as several important functions for the plant. The rhizomes can store water and nutrients, which helps the plant survive a period of drought. This storage capability makes the rabbit's foot fern somewhat tolerant to irregular watering, though consistent moisture is preferred to keep the plant healthy. Rhizomes are a means of asexual reproduction. The fern can produce new shoots from these rhizomes, allowing the plant to spread and grow in size. This feature also makes it relatively easy to propagate. Sections of the rhizome can be cut and potted separately to grow new plants. While the rhizomes do creep over the pot's edge, they also help anchor the plant in its soil. As they grow, they can help stabilize the fern, especially as it becomes more top-heavy with foliage. In their natural habitat, these rhizomes allow the fern to attach itself to and climb over rocks and tree trunks, absorbing moisture and nutrients from their hosts without harming them. This epiphytic lifestyle is supported by the rhizome's ability to gather resources from the air and rain in addition to what they find in the soil. The furry appearance of the rhizomes adds an unusual aesthetic appeal to the rabbit's foot fern, making it a unique and intriguing addition to indoor plant collections. It's a conversation starter and offers a different look compared to more traditional ferns. For the best care, it's important to ensure that these rhizomes are not buried in the soil, as they need air exposure to remain healthy and to prevent rot. It thrives in indirect light and high humidity, making it a fantastic choice for a kitchen or bathroom. Keep the soil consistently moist and enjoy this fern's lush growth. I grow my plant in Leca clay balls, ensuring that it's always moist, and as you can see, it's loving it. Scindapsus plants, sometimes also known as silver pothos or satin pothos, are these really cool vining plants that are super popular among plant lovers, and you can see why. They're not just loved for their easygoing nature, but also for their gorgeous leaves. Each leaf has this unique silvery sheen or splash on it that almost looks like it's been painted on. Pretty cool, right? One of the best things about Scindapsus plants is how easy they are to care for. They prefer indirect light, which means they don't need to be right in the window. A spot that gets some natural light but not direct sun is perfect. This makes them ideal for rooms that might not get a ton of sunlight. Watering is pretty straightforward with these guys. They like their soil to dry out a bit between waterings, so when the top inch or so of the soil feels dry, it's time to give them a drink. But don't sweat it. If you forget now and then, they're pretty forgiving, but again, at this point, you know what I'm going to say about watering in Leca clay balls. All of my Scindapsus plants are in Leca. It just makes it so easy to care for. I don't have to worry about overwatering or underwatering. Another cool thing about Scindapsus plants is their versatility. They can be styled in so many ways. You can let them trail from a hanging plant or train them to climb up a trellis or a moss pole. I know I said the dirty word, but there, it's possible. I have all of mine trailing and they look beautiful. So if you're looking for a stylish, easy care plant that brings a bit of the exotic into your home, the Scindapsus might just be the one for you. Meet the plant formerly known as the Calathea Orbifolia, which has recently been reclassified and now goes by the name Geoppertia Orbifolia. Despite the name change, the stunning plant remains a favorite for its striking broad leaves, decorated with bold stripes. It's a true masterpiece of nature that can brighten up any indoor space with its lush green presence. Geoppertia orbifolia thrives in environments that mimic its natural tropical habitat, meaning it loves a high humidity. Keeping the air around it moist through the use of a humidifier or grouping plants together can help maintain the health and vibrancy of its leaves. When it comes to light, this plant prefers its sunshine served indirectly. Direct sun can harm the leaves, fading their distinct patterns and causing damage. A spot where the light is bright but filtered, such as near a window with a sheer curtain, is perfect for keeping those leaves looking their best. Watering this beauty requires a bit of balance. The soil should remain moist but not waterlogged to avoid root rot. Allowing the top inch of soil to dry out before watering again with lukewarm water can keep your Geoppertia orbifolia happy and hydrated without overdoing it. I grow my orbifolia in Leca clay balls. I believe this is the reason I've been able to grow my orbifolia to this size. I'm able to provide consistent water and nutrition, so my plant is always moist and it always has food, and that's why I think it's grown to this size. As it grows, the orbifolia can become quite the statement piece. Ideally suited as a floor plant, its large decorative leaves have the power to transform any room into a lush tropical haven, making it a standout addition to your plant collection. Embracing the Orbifolia offers a rewarding experience for those willing to meet its needs. And just like that, we've explored some fantastic plants that bring life to any corner of your home, all without a moss pole in sight. It's clear that adding a green friend to your space doesn't need to be complicated. These plants not only make your home look great, but also do so with minimal fuss and maximum impact. So whether you're new to the plant world or looking to simplify your collection, there's a perfect low maintenance plant out there for you. And yes, you can achieve that lush, vibrant vibe without ever needing to prop up a single moss pole. And if you're still on the fence about using moss poles, you're not sure whether it's right for you or not, stick around for my next video, Moss Poles Exposed, Why Using a Moss Pole is a Bad Idea. I'll see you there.